Do you want to win a chess game 100% when you're just a beginner? Or do you want to progress up to 1300 right away? Or do you want a chess game that would win you 100% on move 11? So this opening is just for you folks if you want all of those things. This opening is called the Ponziani opening. Not the Ponziani opening like the pawn in chess, but P-O-N. Ponziani opening. This opening starts with E4, and then E5, and then knight to F3, and then knight to C6, trying to develop both knights and try to open up the center even more with these two pawns right here. Pawn to C3, trying to move pawn to D4 next, trying to have a big great center after that move C3, and lots of people go, or the second most popular move will go, bishop to C5. This is where you take an advantage, everyone. Because when you go pawn to c4, now you're taking the advantage of the space in the middle of the chessboard. Because now when they take your pawn, we will take their pawn. Then we will attack with our pawn to their bishop. And then in the next couple of moves, folks, we will have a very, very good center. And this check is nothing to worry about. Because then we'll just have tempo to develop. And now we have a very, very big center. And that is how you win with this opening. You just have a very good center. And when you control the center, you kind of... you're actually trying to control the game more. So folks, it's a big advantage for us. And the computer agrees. There is another line. What if they go and take the pawn on e4 with a knight in the free e4 pawn? So folks, they will just take our free pawn on e4 just like that, because we just literally just intentionally wanted to do that. Because now after the lines pawn to d5 attacking their knight, then they will go knight here, because if they go knight to e7, we will go knight to e5 trying to attack the d7 pawn. And so they will try to quick out a knight because it's so powerful on that square. And it's very annoying for them. But they didn't know about this bishop on f1 that we can just check him. If we check him, they cannot block with anything. Because first of all, if they block with a pawn, we will take it with a pawn. And if they take our knight, then it's all dead for them. Because when we take their pawn on b7, we will check them. Plus attacking the rook. It's a fork, and if this pawn take the rook, it will promote into a queen. And so, if they block it with a bishop, attacking our bishop first, if they cover up with the bishop, we will go and take the bishop on d7. I mean, he cannot do anything, just except take the bishop on d7. And so, he has no choice. And so, if he takes our bishop, we will take the rook on a8 with a pawn and queen. That is the most disgusting tactics I ever seen. So folks, this opening, we have promoted into a queen. We have a big center. We can do forks in this opening. And so this is why this opening is so OP. You cannot stop it. And so folks, what if instead they will take with the knight over here on this pawn? They will take our pawn first of all. Then we will take their knight. They will take our knight. And then we will go and fork them with bishop to c6, trying to triple fork them, the knight on e4 and the rook on a8, and also checking the king on e8. If they block with the bishop, they will try to defend that rook, because if they take, that is plus 2 points for us. But if we just take the knight and no trades, we'll get plus 3. And so, it is much worth it to take the knight instead of the rook. So e4, bishop to e4. But what if they go king to b6, trying to threaten mate on f2? Then folks, it is all that for them, because when we go here, take this pawn, we check them. And so, when we check them, they must move here and have a tactic of knight to f7. That is a check to the king on d8. Plus, when they go here now, we will go promote into a knight. Because when we promote into a queen, that is mate in 1. Literally. So folks, we have to promote into a knight. And not only that, when we promote into a knight, we are forking the queen and the king, and it's checked to the king. So you cannot do anything about this queen because it's gonna be taken anyway. So folks, there's another line for you that you will win a queen on move 12, which is just insane. You promote it into a knight and fork the king and the queen. I guarantee you will have a line like this. And you will win 100% of the time with this opening. They can go pawn to d6, which is much more less aggressive, but I'll tell you all the lines so that you don't get to lose in this open. We will go just pawn to d4 yet again. It's very easy to execute because you initiate the lines again and again. These lines, the pawn here, here, and the knight here over there on f3, they will go knight to f6 because it is the most natural move, trying to develop their knight, and we will go pawn to h3. If they take our pawn, for which we freed up for him, that is a huge no-no. Because when they take our pawn on e4, we will go attack the knight on d5, trying to threaten it to take the knight. But when they go knight to e7, then we will go queen to a4, and that is a fork to the knight and the king on e8. So folks, we just had a fork here. That fork happens in a lot of many lines over here. When they were going bishop to c5, we go pawn to d4, attacking their bishop. There is a line here. When we go knight to c3, they go knight to f6, developing their knight naturally. And what will happen is that when they go back with their knight, because we threaten it with a pawn on d5, then we go develop our bishop. This is all well for us, but that's not just the end of it. Because when they go for the next natural move, pawn to d6, it is also a fork, which means we're gonna also win with this line. So folks, I showed you two types of forks in this opening and two types of winning things that you can win 100%, a minor piece already. So which means you will get the upper advantage to make your opponent lose and to demolish your opponent right away. And you're really prepared for this. So folks, the other lines are pawn to e4, pawn to e5, but when they go knight to f6, trying to develop their knight, which is also a popular move. In this line, folks, if they go pawn takes d4 instead, we will go push the pawn instead on e5, threatening this knight instead of this knight. Because now, when we threaten this knight, they will go and try to go here because it is a very powerful square to be in. So why wouldn't they go there? And then the next line that we would try to initiate is when we go queen to b3, we're gonna attack that knight, and then he's gonna go knight here, and we will just have a very, very big center yet again. But this is much more advantageous because now we have more space, and now we can even go here and attack their knight yet again after we develop our pieces. So which means this opening is so OP that it will ruin the big center right away. Because first of all, you get the biggest, most powerful center, and then you will fork the king and the queen, and then you will fork the bishop and the king, and you will promote into a queen and also try to win for 100% from that. So folks, this opening is too OP. You should try it for yourself. Stop what opening are you doing and just try it. If it's so good, then go play it. Folks, there is another line here. What if they go pawn to d5, trying to challenge our center on e4? Then we will just go queen to a4, attacking the knight and pinning that knight to the king on e8. When they go and take our free pawn on e4, then we will go take their free pawn on e5. They cannot take our knight because it's a pin to the king on e8. And so, it's a pin to the king on e8 with our queen. And so, then they go bishop, and here, just trying to develop, we will just take the bishop. And so when they take our knight, we will just go and take the free pawn. And now we have plus 1 point. And we're still winning. Somehow, with this center over here, we are being attacked with the queen. So we have to go back on f3. They go in castle, we go here and develop our bishop in a2, and we go castle. It is just a simple opening over here if they go pawn to d5. But still, you will win this. Because according to the computer, you have the advantage. But what if they go over in this line onto f6? Then we will just go bishop to b5. Because now, when we go and pin the knight again to this position, they will go and try to protect it with another knight. Because if we take, they will take, they will just have the upper hand, and I will have the advantage according to the computer. But if we don't take, and instead go pawn to d5, take the pawn on d5, attacking the knight, they will take with the queen on d5. We will just go here, and somehow we still got the advantage according to the computer, and we still have the center. And so guys, you know the power of this opening? It's so powerful. You will make a queen on move 11 and win 100%. And so, there will be times that you will quickly checkmate the opponent. With having the advantage of having the bigger center, with having the advantage of forking them quickly, also in the possibilities of doing that, we can fork them with a queen, we can promote into a knight and fork the queen and the king, we can also promote in the... And so, this opening, folks, you should try. Especially if you're a beginner, because it's so easy to learn, aggressive, and winnable. so winnable that you can win so many times, and it is so possible that you can win so many times because according to the computer you can. And so folks, see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe and like if you learned something today in this opening, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out. This is a so aggressive opening. A lot of disgusting tactics that you can win with, and that is how we beat your opponents with it. And also see you guys in the next video, and yeah, peace out.